Well, it's been over 2 weeks since the Shrek 5 cast announcement dropped, and it seems like the internet is once again at war in terms of whether or not it looks like a worthy sequel or a shameless cash grab. How do I feel about it, ex-nobody?
It's fine.
Okay, the teaser does not need this massive dislike bomb it currently holds, but I do have my criticisms. Let's start by addressing the ogre in the room. Do these redesigns look bad?
No.
I can see why someone would be thrown off by them at first, considering how iconic and memorable Shrek and Donkey's original designs were. They have been embedded into everyone's head for almost 25 years, and were even used in recent cameos for Puss in Boots: The Last Wish, and the opening logo for recent DreamWorks animation films. But honestly, I think these new designs are pretty cool for what they are. The expressions on them are great, and while I do still prefer their original designs, I can see what they were going for with these new character designs. First off, I love how they actually bother to age up the characters in this universe, as we see one of Shrek's 3 kids now grown into a teenager, and if you pay attention to Shrek and Donkey specifically, you can see that they have also aged, as Shrek now has some wrinkles on his face, and Donkey's fur is a little messed up here and there. Both details I really appreciate. The only character design I am truly iffy about is Pinocchio, whose head is a little more rounded for some reason, but other than that, I think these character designs look great for what they are. I also love the fact that most of the cast is returning, especially Mike Myers as Shrek, Eddie Murphy as Donkey, and Cameron Diaz as Fiona, and they all still sound really enthusiastic in their roles after almost 25 years, and even Zendaya seems promising as Shrek's daughter. I'm hoping actors such as Antonio Banderas as Puss returns, considering how Puss in Boots: The Last Wish sort of teased this movie. Now, in terms of my criticisms with this teaser, my only real gripe with it is how within the first 5 seconds, there's a reference to social media and memes. Granted, they do utilize it in a way that would make sense in the Shrek universe, albeit with a magic mirror, but first off, why make that the first thing you show off? Let alone Shrek memes. The reason this is an issue with me is because it seems like they're playing off the fact that Shrek has been popular in terms of memes within the 2010s, which isn't how Shrek should be mainly viewed. Yes, memes based off the character can be hilarious, but if they become too oversaturated, people who aren't too familiar with the franchise are more likely to view it as more of a joke, rather than an actual good movie franchise with a lot of heart and soul put into it. I get that the Shrek movies were always great when it came to referencing pop culture, but I feel like doing that within the first 5 seconds of the first teaser is pretty lame. Other than that, this was an overall okay teaser trailer that I think could really use some expanding upon, which I can't wait to get in the future with the actual full-length trailers. I think people are really overreacting to elements in this teaser that aren't really a big deal, and seeing people demand a quote-unquote ugly Sonic treatment for Shrek where they try to give the studio backlash until they change the design honestly makes me facepalm. The first Sonic design was horrible because it looked nothing like Sonic, rather it looked like a person wearing a Sonic costume and trying to look as hyper-realistic as possible. Plus that was a live-action animation hybrid film, so it would be much easier to fix that mistake compared to a film like Shrek 5, which is fully animated, so if you even have the slightest clue of what goes into making a fully animated movie, you're basically yelling at a wall if you want a redesign for Shrek. As for Zendaya, I honestly have no clue as to why people are upset over her being cast into the film. I loved her in films such as the Spider-Man MCU films, the Dune movies, and she sounds great here as well. The only discourse I can semi-agree with is the social media and meme references, but other than that, there's really nothing to be upset about. Hopefully future news and trailers can calm down this unnecessary fire, and by the time Shrek 5 actually releases, it'll truly be a great return for the franchise. However, I do still have one question. Do Donkey and the Dragon still fuck?